Sleeper Wire, the only fantasy football radio show with more than a dozen multi-time, multi-league, multi-year champions. Listen to the Sleeper Wire show every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Dash Talk.
The mail never stops.
Here comes the mailman.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. The mail's here. When you control the mail, you control information.
Newman.
What is the deal with fantasy football?
If it's something strange in your league, who you gonna call?
Sleeper
Welcome to the Sleeper Wire show, guys. It is the live MailSack show. It's Wednesday, November 8th, and we are just getting started. I am producer Steve, and I want to remind you real quick, today's show is sponsored by NewAmsterdam.com. You have brilliant ideas every day, business ideas, project ideas, even life goals, but do you write them down? Well, action creates success, so get a notebook with style. Never forget your inspirations again. Check out the sleek, durable notebooks you'll want by your side every day at newamsterdam.com. That's K-N-E-W Amsterdam.com. You might want to take notes in your newamsterdam.com here on the MailSack show, because we're going to answer all your questions. I got Dirty Jobs, I got Hus, and I got a special guest, Adam, in the show today. And, of course, don't forget, if you want to get your question answered immediately, call the hotline, 909-713-7030. That's the fastest way to get them answered, 909-713-7030. All right, guys, let's hop into the mail sack. First question comes from Wilson27, and just feel free to take it away.
Okay, he has a trade alert. He said he was offered Amendola in the Lions D for Juju Smith-Schuster in standard. Should I click accept? He has Doyle and Croft on his team, but recently Greg Olsen became available. What should I do? Standard league.
Mike, you got to hold your breath before you answer these questions so you can get rid of those hiccups.
Dude, it's the beer. It just went down the wrong pipe, and now I've got hiccups. It's the worst, but it's the best because it's also beer.
That's true. This is true. I don't know. Lions D and who else is he getting? Is he getting
Amendola?
And Amendola for Schuster?
I think I like the upside of Schuster.
Yeah, he has Schuster
more than
right?
I like Amendola. What's that?
He has Schuster, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he'd be getting Amendola in the Lions defense. To me, defenses are just too easy to get, too easy to stream.
Yeah, they're so interchangeable. I think I'd rather keep Schuster here.
What about Doyle and Croft? Would you drop one of those guys to get Greg Olsen?
Oh, man. Those are two really good guys. I really wouldn't want to drop either guy. I'd rather try to make a trade, a 2-for-1, open up a roster spot. That's always my answer when it's a guy that I don't want to give up. You know, it doesn't make sense to give up either of those guys. Those guys are very, very, very serviceable guys. Those are top 10 guys. So yeah, I don't like it. Try to do a 2-for-1.
Yeah, I agree. Sounds like we got a phone call.
Yep. What's up, caller?
Hello there.
Hello, what's your name?
What's up? Curtis from Miami.
What's up, Curtis?
What's up, Curtis? What's up, guys? I had two questions. First question is since Tariq Hill is on bye this week, I'm looking at Stephon Diggs and Sterling Shepard in full PPR. Who do you feel has most upside as my wide receiver 3?
Between Diggs and Shepard, I'm gonna lean Diggs here against Washington. I think he had to bye. He should be back. I'm looking for him to explode this game. Pause.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I'm not a big fan of what the Giants are doing right now, so I would definitely lean Diggs.
I would have to lean Shepard here. San Francisco, come on.
Okay.
Line them up. Get your players in there. Who else is he going to throw to besides Ingram? It's going to have to be Shepard. And I apologize for the hiccups, Curtis.
It's your breath. Works for me every time.
I've been trying, but then I have to answer these questions.
Sorry about that, Curtis.
No, you got to scare him. You got to tell who's the player you own the most of, Mike? McCoy? Tell him McCoy just tore his ACL.
Yeah. Talk about a dream you had.
That'll scare you.
No.
Don't share that with anyone, Mike.
No, that wouldn't happen. My unconscious self wouldn't allow that to happen.
Steve, you want to be the tiebreaker here?
I go Diggs this week, but it wasn't really a tie because it was a 2-1, I think, right? So I go Diggs.
That's true. I've also had some beer.
All right, Curtis, I'd say go Diggs, Curtis.
Yeah, all right, man. Another thing is, okay, last week I won, and I actually won by 0.3 in spite of Doug Martin.
Nice.
Now I'm wondering what should I do with Doug Martin?
Peyton Barber.
Peyton. I mean, I don't need to pick up a running back. I was offered a trade for Doug Martin. Somebody trying to trade me Doug Martin for they're trying to trade me Doug Martin, my Doug Martin for their what it was Lamar Miller.
I do it.
I do that trade too.
Yeah,
do it.
Although I don't really like Houston Savage either. I think I actually hold on to Doug Martin here and see what he does. I don't think that you're getting the value Lamar Miller.
Doug Martin's really not a second half of the year player, though.
Right.
But he was suspended, so maybe he has some more energy. But I feel like we got a lot of good out of him.
Right. Well, we did get out of him, but I feel like he's fading already. So that's the thing. In Lamar Miller, is this a PPR, Curtis?
Oh yeah, 4 point.
Yeah. So in a 4 point PPR, I'm definitely going to lean Lamar Miller here.
Yeah, with Savage back there, it actually improves that. So, yep, I'm there.
All right, thank you, guys. I go in and pull that trigger.
There you go. Good luck, man.
All right, thank you,
let us
guys.
know how it goes, man.
Good luck this week, man. Keep in touch.
Keep in touch. I want to hear about you in the playoffs.
Okay, man, listen to me. Right now, I'm sitting at 8-1.
You looking good.
Looking really good.
Yeah. So that's because you listen to the Sleeper Wire.
Oh, let me. You guys are my number one podcast. Everyone else is like an appetizer. You guys are the main course.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that, Curtis.
All right, man. We'll keep calling, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, man.
All right.
Got another one on the hook.
Yep. Go ahead.
How's it going, caller? Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Oh, hi. This is Francis. I'm calling from Guam. I had a two-part question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have 4 receivers. I got Baldwin, Funchess, Corey Davis, and Parker, but I'm juggling for the flex. You think I should go with Parker or Davis?
Oh, Parker or Davis in the flex. To me, I think I'm leaning Davis here. Let me look and see who Miami's playing really quick. I don't like the fact that Tennessee has Cincinnati.
They're playing Carolina.
They play Carolina. Man, that is tough. I'd have to lean Corey Davis here. I think he starts getting a little bit more involved in that offense.
Corey Davis.
All right, sir. All right. And then my other question, I got 2 good defense. I don't know which one to go, Jacksonville or Seattle.
I mean, you can't sit Jacksonville, can you? They got the Chargers. So, I like Jacksonville.
But then you got Jacksonville, but then Seattle got to Arizona. You think Jacksonville will do better against the Chargers?
I do. I think that Seattle game's going to be really low scoring. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored in that game.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Seattle has a better matchup.
So I got Corey Davis and Jacksonville. Thank you. Nice help. Buddy.
Have a good one.
Heck yeah. Good luck, man.
All right, guys, just want to remind you real quick, the number is 909-713-7030. If you call in, we answer your question immediately. I got one from the Mixler chat real quick. Eric Musial wants to know, Big Ben at Indy or McGowan this week? Who to start? McCown. Quarterback question.
I think I start McCown. He hasn't given me a reason to sit him.
Okay.
What do you think, Husein Adam?
Man, I really don't know. I agree, McCown, but Big Ben has a higher ceiling. I mean, he could do really well. I am playing Big Ben this week, so it's all gut feeling for me. But I like Big Ben this week for.
But you know what,
I think he can do well. But man, I mean, McCown sounds like the better quarterback. Man, go with McCown.
Yeah, that's really all you need, sometimes, though. So if you're feeling Roethlisberger, I would say that, but I'm also going to lean McCown here. He has a better matchup. Big Ben's on the road. We know what he looks like on the road. We're talking about low teens, not winning you any games, kind of hurting you. Yeah, he just came off of, possibly, maybe getting his things together. But, it's kind of tough to trust this late in the season. I think McCown's been proving it to you.
I think you see a similar box score out of both of these guys either way. So I don't know that you can do wrong here.
All right, we got a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike. I call like almost every week.
What's up, Mike?
How's it going, Mike?
What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, you call every week with like 100 questions.
Yeah, man. Listen, my division's very tight, so it's down to the wire.
How you doing?
I just lost Jameis. I'm 4-5 right now. I just lost Jameis Winston.
Oh, okay, all right.
So yeah, it's a 2-quarterback league. It's PPR, half a point for rush attempt, 1/3 for quarterback completion. So on my backups, I got Joe Flacco. He's on a bye. I got Aaron Rodgers' backup, and I got Fitzpatrick.
So you got Hundley.
Fitzpatrick?
Or Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Hundley or Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick. Revenge game. Yes. Go
nice
Fitzmagic,
defense,
man. Go Fitzmagic.
I like that too.
Okay.
I like that too.
All right, listen. DeAndre Hopkins, what do you guys think of him? Should I trade him? Keep him?
Keep him. Love him.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing all right. A little scared with the way the quarterback situation is there, but I mean, didn't he just score like 20 points for you last game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
last game.
How do you struggle into 20 points? But how do you struggle into 20 points?
Last question. Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
The Packers just try to get Drew Brees.
That guy's good.
What was your question, though?
I said I got Melvin Gordon and LaShawn McCoy. Should I put Melvin Gordon in that package deal to try to get Drew Brees?
No.
Or should I just keep Gordon?
Keep Gordon.
Keep Gordon. You want to keep running backs this time of year.
How many quarterbacks? How many quarterbacks is the league, though? How many quarterbacks is the league, and how many players? How many players are in the league?
10.
10. All right. So you still have quarterbacks on the waiver wire you could pick up. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
I'd stream one.
Yep.
All right. So start spin magic. One more question: Pittsburgh's defense or Seattle's defense?
Going Seattle here.
Seattle.
I'm going Seattle as well.
All right. I'm gonna rock with Seattle, guys.
You sound ambivalent.
Oh, I thought Pittsburgh because they're playing Indianapolis, but you guys are the experts.
Pittsburgh plays Indianapolis, but Indianapolis has the ability to put up some points. They have the ability to put up some yards. Brissett isn't the greatest quarterback, but he doesn't make that many mistakes. I think Seattle forces a lot of mistakes, but I just don't see the biggest thing for me is the score here. I don't think the Arizona-Seattle game is going to be over 17 points total. So I'm leaning towards Seattle here.
Right.
Yeah.
One more question. I got C.J. Anderson. I just picked up Booker. Who should I start as my flex? I heard C.J. Anderson.
I want to go Booker here. And all right, man.
Yeah, I heard he. All right, guys.
For your fifth question, you got to go ahead and donate $5 to Rob at the GoFundMe. Go to sleepwire.com, buddy.
Hey, Mike.
Sunday. I'll let you know what's up. Yeah.
All right.
Mike. Dirty Jobs, man. How do you feel about being a? Sorry, I forgot you guys are both named Mike. How do you?
I didn't realize that either.
Dirty Jobs. How do you feel? I'll catch you later, Mike. How do you feel about being a Denver fan, man? Right now, what's your feeling about them moving forward? Do you
the same that I've had all season long? I mean, I've been down on Denver even when they had those 2 big weeks to start out the season. I was like, do not fall for this. This is a false hope. And now Brock Osweiler's the quarterback. I'm telling you, I am watching other football right now because the Broncos aren't going to look good for a few years. It's sad. I'm sad, Adam.
Well, see, here's what I think. I think that because you and I are both Denver fans and New York is doing so bad, we could possibly bring Hoos to our side.
Hey.
Hoos, you could come to the dark side. Come to the Denver side.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't know if I can.
It's warmer than New York.
Is it really?
Yeah, maybe not, but it'll feel warmer.
Yeah, I mean, at least I've got, lights, and got action, I've got a little bit of action.
All right,
we digress.
We got to get on.
We digress.
Okay, are we good to hop back into the questions?
Yep.
Up in the sack.
We got fantasy coach H25. Derrick Henry or Kelvin Benjamin?
Ooh, I'm going to go Henry here.
I'm going to lean Kelvin Benjamin because I feel like now that he's been on the team for a week now, I think he's going to actually be involved. I just don't like the Tennessee backfield. That Cincinnati run defense is no joke. Sorry for the hiccup still. I've held my breath. I scared myself because Adam brought up the Broncos.
Oh, man. All right, we're just going to label this the hiccup episode. Yeah.
I agree with you, Mike. I agree. Kelvin Benjamin is probably where I'd lean. I'm just not sure about Derrick Henry.
Excellent. We got Captain Kirk. Bears or Pats this week? Captain Kirk.
Bears. The Bears.
Bears. I'm
right.
also on the Bears.
There you go.
Prince of Philly. Quarterback to start. Fitzpatrick or Hundley? Woo.
We just answered this, right? Didn't we just answer this question?
I think we did. That might have been Mike right there. So you guys said Fitzpatrick. I didn't actually answer right there. I don't know that I physically am able to start Ryan Fitzpatrick, so I would lean Hundley just because I don't think my thumb will let me.
He scored 27 points for you earlier this year.
He's still that means he'll never do it again this year.
I don't think that Hundley looks that good. I was hoping he would look better under Aaron Rodgers, but man, I don't see it in Hundley. I don't see the connection with Jordy.
Yeah, I think I have to honestly. I think he changed my mind. The word revenge means a lot to me. Fitzpatrick seems like one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, and I think that's a good pick. Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Year of says Doug Martin, Joe Mixon, and Matt Forte need to. I believe Matt Forte came up on the injury report today, so for me that's pretty easy. It's Martin and Mixon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Pay attention though, because if Forte plays, I'm playing Forte.
Over
Martin, especially with them coming out saying that they're going to integrate Peyton Barber.
Okay. I think I would go Forte if he plays.
Yeah, so you're just going to pay attention to the injury report, but for now you're going to go Martin, Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon, you're starting. I start Mixon over a lot of people this week. Yep. He's like my number 4, I believe. Chris's favorite name. Brady's a bitch, says.
Brady's the GOAT.
Brady is the GOAT. I hate the guy, but you can't argue with it. Half PPR. Let's pick a flex. We got Dotson, Cohen, or Croft.
You said Dotson, Cohen, or Croft. Oh, man, this is...
I like Croft here out of the 3. I think he is steady getting receptions and getting yards, and I've been playing tight end in a couple leagues in my flex. And they have been doing just fine for me. Like I got Doyle in one of my leagues in the flex. Why wouldn't I have him there? So I think Croft isn't a bad choice here.
Yeah, I mean, he had a kind of like subpar kind of game last week. If it wasn't for that 59-yard catch, he would have had a pretty bad game. He only had caught the ball 2 times, but at the same time, he's caught the ball, I believe, just as much. Actually, he leads the team in catches. It's crazy. And he pretty much is always tied in targets with AJ. So, yeah, I definitely love Croft, and I like that tight end strategy as well. I like the tight end strategy as far as tight end in your flex. And
I knew that you did. We were talking about this preseason, Hoos. You were talking about how you picked tight ends way too early. And that worked out this year for you. Yeah,
it usually does, and because there's just so much you could do with them. You can always trade one, so I mean, you're always just going to, draft your value anyway. But tight end's very underrated every year. And, it's another good year for tight end. So, Croft's definitely one of them.
And that's going to be a triple because that was the very first instinct I had was Croft as well. I like how much they're using him on that team.
Yeah.
It's against Tennessee. You got to start Croft right here.
Yeah, and you guys could go ahead and check back to the great debates we had several weeks ago when I had called Croft. Chris, you were wrong.
That was an awful sneeze, man.
Right.
You got to get that shit checked.
I know, right? I don't know what it was. Like hepatitis. I don't know, something. But yeah, that guy's good. That guy's good.
Okay, we got what up, y'all?
Hang on, man.
He said,
hang on.
Have a call.
Hang on.
Oh,
I played the sound effect. We got a caller.
I like
I did not hear.
Well, now you did. Hey, caller. What's up? You're on the show.
Hey, this is Steven.
Hey,
What's up,
Steven.
Oh, man. Not bad. I had a question on waiver pickup. Is Josh Gordon or Danny Woodhead worth stashing at all?
Woodhead.
Woodhead.
Both, I believe, are worth stashing. If you're in a PPR, if you're in a deep league, I would say both are worth stashing. But if I can only stash one, I'm stashing Woodhead there too.
Are you really stashing Josh Gordon?
I am.
Why?
Yeah, because he comes into action here in about 2 weeks, and I feel like the hype around him will be so high that if you don't grab him now, you're not going to be able to just grab him as easily as you can right now, just right off the waivers.
He hasn't played football in so long, and Corey Coleman is coming back just as well.
Right, but I have a good memory about what that guy did for my fantasy team, Hoos, and I can't ignore that. Like, what if this guy... What if he comes back out and he puts up those 30-30-30s like he did last time, you know?
All right. Wait.
Fair enough.
And caller, you can help me with this. Let's do some would you rather with Josh Gordon, because now I'm curious. You're making him sound like somebody who you could pick up off the waivers and you could drop somebody. So would you rather Josh Gordon or Eric Decker?
Probably Gordon.
Yeah, what do you think, Dirty Jobs?
I think I lean Josh Gordon here. I do like
Corey Davis back.
Yeah, Corey Davis coming back. Rashard Matthews is just a beast.
Yeah,
I could also.
I don't know if that was the greatest would you rather, but you know,
give me a better one.
Much. But to be fair, 100% to be fair, it wasn't necessarily bad. Because I think both guys will be the same guy. I mean, and you're asking me, guy hasn't played football in a long time. I don't believe in Josh Gordon at all, man. Like, guy came out and said, you know, every time he played football, he was high or drunk, and he's sober now? Okay, sure. Yeah, I buy into you scoring a bunch of points when all the games you were scoring points, you were high. So, I mean, like, I'm happy you're sober. But I don't know. I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
Who do you take right there at Josh Gordon's level then? Who's at Josh Gordon's level for you?
I mean, anyone off waivers that's not Josh Gordon. You know, like, I just don't believe in the guy.
Corey Davis.
Corey Davis, 100%. 100% Corey Davis.
All right.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I also had a running back question. I have Aaron Jones and Montgomery. My backup my other running back on my bench is Mack. Would you still go with Jones on that, or would you put Montgomery in?
I think I'd rock out Montgomery this weekend because they're going to have to pass, I think, quite a bit against that Bears defense. I think I like Mack. I like Mack over Jones this week, too. Is this PPR?
Standard.
Standard?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd almost say play them both, Ty and Jones, but that's tough. I'd lean Ty over Jones this week.
Yeah, and I'd have to lean. I think I'd have to lean Jones here, just based off of what we've seen. I know they've, come out and say that they want to integrate Ty Montgomery some more, but I mean, look at the quarterback there. They're talking about using him in the passing down, role. The quarterback isn't great, so I mean, what is he going to be given? Unless, that's all Hundley does is check down, but I mean, we just haven't seen it. I think I've seen more from Aaron Jones. Those are your options in order to stick with him. And I actually have him right, outside of my RB2 zone. So I've got him on RB3, so flex right now for you.
Cool. Cool, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks,
Cole. Yeah, man. Good luck this week, buddy.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, guys, I got a couple questions here real quick. Hoos, I think you might actually like this one. K. Stevens, 8752. Would you trade Hunt and Juju for McCoy and Thomas?
Julius Thomas or Demaryius Thomas?
Doesn't say. Could be any Thomas.
I'm going to assume it's Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, I guess.
Is Juju and Demaryius Thomas for who?
Hunt and Juju for McCoy and Thomas.
Oh, well, for McCoy and Thomas.
I'd want to be on the McCoy Thomas side of that.
No, just the standard. Just regular old, redraft.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Mike.
What? I didn't hear what Mike said.
I said I'd rather be on the Thomas and McCoy side of things.
All right, so McCoy's side's a little bit better. All righty.
This is tough. I think I'm going to lean Hunt, though, here. I'm going to lean with my boy.
All right, but, I mean, not kind of a fair, even trade then, sort of, you're feeling,
Yeah,
right?
I think so, because, I mean, we like Juju. I know they came out and said that they want to, put, Bryant, in well, at least he was running with first-team offense. They didn't come out and actually say anything. It was just running with first-team offense. That doesn't really equate to anything. We've seen him run the first-team offense all year and hasn't done anything.
Right.
So, I mean, I like Juju here. Why is Ben Roethlisberger all of a sudden going to go away from Juju and Antonio Brown when, he's been doing so great and Juju just had that breakout game? I'm going to take Juju here in the other character.
All right, if it's McCoy and Michael Thomas, who do you like?
My favorite
what?
ever.
What? Are you still talking? All right, next question. MRO. Mr. Mooser, 23. Another trade question. Should I trade Kamara and Hilton for Kareem Hunt? He has Antonio Brown and Hopkins and Gurley as running back, half-point PPR.
Kamara and Hilton? Actually, no. I love Kamara, actually. Kamara and then Hilton, I think, is still very flex-worthy. So I'm going to stand pat with Kamara and Hilton.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I wouldn't trade the 2-for-1. Now, if you come with Hunt and something else, I would consider it for sure, but not by itself.
All right, this is more of a...
The production hasn't been there for the past few weeks for Kansas City. Credit Andy Reid for being one of the worst coaches in history, in my opinion. Like, that guy cannot
that's not fair.
Oh, it isn't fair because he has a winning record, but he cannot get it done when it all is said and done because he doesn't stay consistent with his attack. If he stays consistent with that attack, I don't think any team in the NFL could beat Kansas City, and Kareem Hunt should be getting just numbers upon numbers. I mean, but he hasn't scored a touchdown in 3 weeks.
I think they're trying to keep him fresh, and I mean, he's in a bye. I think he comes out and steamrolls, so it's not just a blow away. If you're stacked, then I don't mind this trade. If you're just stacked all across the board and you're just trying to shore up, but I really like Kamara. I think he's a top 10, top 5 back even, rest of the season, and I'm fading Ingram, over because I think he's just too good to, not just feed so much.
All right.
Yeah, you're not going to get any argument here about Kamara.
All right.
He's going to be amazing.
We do have another call. I'm going to add a caller to the group. And good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. You're on the show.
Good evening. My name is Jarrell. I'm calling from Ohio. I had a question. I'm 7-2 in my league, and I'm trying to bolster my my roster for the playoffs. And I recently picked up Danny Woodhead and Damian Williams, but I've only got 3 receivers, and I'm thinking about either picking up Robbie Anderson or Sterling Shepard. Currently, I've got Doug Baldwin, Demaryius Thomas, and Devontae Parker. And I'm wondering if you guys had any advice for that situation.
I would grab Sterling Shepard. I think he's definitely a must-own right now. He's got a good soft schedule coming down. I'd lean him pretty heavy. Okay,
follow-up question. If I already own Evan Ingram, as well as Zach Ertz, is Sterling Shepard too much to stack on top of that? Can Eli sustain them both?
I think so. I really do. I think you can actually probably play both of those guys. I mean, ask yourself this. Who else are they going to throw to besides Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard in New York?
I don't like it. I
also don't like it.
I don't like it at all. Shepard is not a one. I mean, relying on him to be a number one is just insane. I think you're going to really be disappointed. I think what you're going to expect to get from Shepard is, sure, about 12, 15-point game tops. He's not going to get, what he got when, Odell Beckham was scaring people alongside him. They had a Brandon Marshall, and he's able to, get all that underneath stuff,
Yeah, I also don't like playing.
He's basically taking focus.
Oh, you're breaking up on me.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I also don't like playing 2 players from the same team, man. I think that you do that, and when they're getting into tough matchups, you find yourself in a position where now you have two of your starters that you're kind of going to have to temper expectations on. I'm not a big fan. If you don't have to do it, I say don't do it.
So would Robbie Anderson be a better play for my situation, or is there anybody else that you guys would suggest that's on waivers?
I mean, you could pick up Robbie Anderson, but realistically, are you going to start either of these guys the rest of the season over the two guys that you already have? That's what you have to ask yourself at this late into the season.
No, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, so I mean, are they even worth it? Other than at this point, you're picking up these guys to package in a trade to add addition to your team. At this point, late in the season, you don't need a waiver guy. You want a waiver guy that has some sort of sexiness to him, some sort of, something to him that you can flip him in a trade. And then now you can add, someone that was producing for you along with that waiver guy, and maybe you can turn it into something that's going to help your team out a little bit more. But at this point late in the season, you're not going to use either of these guys over Thomas and who's your other player? Thomas and
Baldwin and Devontae Parker.
Yeah, you're not starting.
Oh, yeah, you're not starting these guys over them.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in decent shape.
Yeah, do your 7-2.
You're 7-2 because you listen to the Sleeper Wire show.
Keep winning.
I do. I do. I wish I could do you guys a favor and tell more people about it, man. But I really.
I hear you.
You're not the first one to say that.
I hear you.
That's awesome.
Thanks for the call. Good luck this week, buddy.
Hey, thank you, man. Love you guys.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
That's awesome. I've been waiting to hear that statement right there. Like, oh, you're my best kept secret. I've been there. I'm like, I'm not telling anybody about you guys. And then now here I am a part of it. So it's even cooler.
Dude, we're trying to grow and get new listeners. You're screwing us here. What are you doing, Dirty Jobs? Not telling anybody.
But I understand the philosophy. Like, are you going to tell your league about us?
No, you don't tell your league.
All
you
of a
tell.
sudden you're fighting waiver wires like crazy. You don't want that.
It's a good challenge.
Take that championship, count that money, stack it up.
It's a good challenge.
Grab that trophy.
Nah, dude.
Gotta love it.
Challenge
It'll
yourself.
get out and write it down on a piece of paper. You know what kind of piece of paper you can write it down on? Piece of paper from a New Amsterdam notebook. That's what type of paper you can write.
Let me get to two real quick. This one is like a Hopkins thing. This guy's looking to trade Hopkins. Good idea or a bad idea? Hello? Good idea or a bad idea?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
What are you going to get for him?
I don't know. I'm just asking, is it a good time to throw away Hopkins?
No, I don't think it's a good time. But what are you going to get for him?
I don't know.
I think I'm alone again on Garbage Island. I think it's a fantastic time to trade him. Tom Savage has just not seemed like such a serviceable quarterback. I don't like where the Houston Texans are going, and I think if you're going to get the value that you want out of DeAndre Hopkins, the time is now.
All right. So that's something to think about. Samal. Wrath of Doom. Who should I start as my flex this week? Ted Ginn or Devontae Parker?
I got to go Ginn here.
Yeah.
I like Ted Ginn this weekend.
Yep.
All right, Ted Ginn. NJ Sicilian says, should I pick up Tariq Cohen and drop either Ellington or Rod Smith?
Oh, I'd hold on to Rod Smith over Tariq Cohen right now.
I would as well.
So
I think he's sexier.
So
what was the first option to drop?
Andre Ellington.
I would drop Andre Ellington.
Pick up Tariq Cohen, drop Andre Ellington, keep Rod Smith. Okay. PPR stash, rest of season, last one. PPR stash, rest of season for STY and Nip, Rawls, Procise, or Gordon.
That whole thing is gross.
Excuse me? Gordon?
PPR
Josh
stash.
Gordon.
Josh Gordon.
Gosh, man.
I'm like, it has to be, right? I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, Josh Gordon.
Okay, Rawls.
Yeah, with Lacey out, I got to grab Rawls right here.
All right. Keenan Wood, 808 also. Same thing with the Hopkins. All right, so guys, just hit Hopkins real quick. Like, if you were going to trade him, who would you possibly target?
Talk about like McCoy in a piece.
McCoy, Hunt. I think you could get a really solid running back. I think you might be able to package up and try to get a Fournette right there. I mean, you're talking about one of the top receivers in the league on numbers, on paper.
I think you could get a Christian McCaffrey and a wide receiver. I think you get a Christian McCaffrey and maybe like a Marvin Jones or a T.Y. or even a Jordy maybe at this point. If you could do something like that, I would do that.
I think Adam's selling Hopkins to too short.
You think I'm selling him too short? What do you think you could get for him? If it was,
I think McCaffrey, Thielen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's much higher than
right there.
That's much higher
really
than I
think
have.
about that
Yeah,
as
that's
a trader.
That's great. I could see that getting rejected, but I'd be curious to hear.
I mean, I could see it getting rejected if these are guys that are super core guys that have been helping you win. But at the same time, if you're kind of stacked, you're showing up for the playoffs, you're looking to just kind of solidify and just kind of automate your life. I think this is not a bad trade. This is a good trade for you.
All right,
good. I like it.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Mike, jump back into the sack. I don't know where you left off, so I'll just follow along.
Okay, well, we were on What Up, Y'all. He said, is Lance Dunbar worth stashing in PPR? I can see him getting action to rest Gurley, plus Gurley has a rough schedule down the stretch. I mean, as a Gurley owner, now's the time to grab your handcuffs. I think you could probably grab I just think you could grab something better, more productive than Lance Dunbar.
If you think he's going to get tired and you are afraid somebody else is going to pick him up, I mean, these are the ones that kind of win you the championship in week 16, right? Like you had, Hightower? Wasn't it Hightower last year? Then ended up going off on week 16 as the San Francisco backup, or that was 2 years ago. It was ridiculous. So if you feel like you need to put him on your bench, then I guess put him on your bench. But man, who are you dropping for him?
Yeah, and this is Lance Dunbar here. I mean, he's not even the backup. I mean, Malcolm Brown's the guy you want. That's
for sure
getting work. I mean, he's on a couple of my teams, and heck yeah, Malcolm Brown is worth the stash. I mean, if he's going to be supplanting any work that Todd Gurley's going to be losing due to any injuries or whatever, if he gets into any trouble, yeah, Malcolm Brown's the guy I want on my team, and he's a guy that I have on many teams, actually.
See, and the way I see it is Lance Dunbar couldn't produce when he ran with the amazing Dallas offensive line. So even if Gurley goes out and Brown goes out, I still don't think I'd like Dunbar in that situation.
See, and I like Dunbar. He's just always hurt. I just can't count him. I really liked him when he's been healthy. He's a great PPR piece, but, he's just never healthy. I mean, he's just getting back healthy right now. I mean, you can count on him now.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what's up, y'all.
We have Mini Mall Impact.
Mini Mall Impact.
I've called him that since day one. Yeah. I'm not changing today. We got what 2 tight ends would you keep? Henry, Clay, or Doyle? Standard with flex TE option. Thanks, fellas. I mean, why do you have to only keep 2?
Right.
I like that. Right now. If I have to drop one, though, it's Henry.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
And the only reason is it's just the least productive offense. Clay is a beast. Doyle is very involved right now. Not time to walk away.
Yep.
Yurev says he needs 2 of these guys. He got Doug Baldwin, Emmanuel Sanders, Adam Thielen, or Kelvin Benjamin.
Say that again.
We got Baldwin, Sanders, Thielen, or Benjamin.
I think you're going Baldwin and Thielen.
Yeah, Baldwin, Thielen here.
That's the first 2 that I thought of, too. Adam, you're just riding it out. You're doing awesome. We got Lefty 007. 2 issues. Should I drop Josh Gordon for Corey Coleman? And should I drop Jordan Matthews for Tyler Lockett?
Yes and yes.
Oh, I got to reread that question.
I got to say no and yes. It's would you drop Josh Gordon for Corey Coleman?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I'm a huge.
Why do you believe in Josh Gordon?
I'm probably worse than Max when it comes to Josh Gordon.
To sell me. Why do you believe in this guy when Corey Coleman is a rookie stud guy? He's the best rookie out of this, and he's healthy now. Why?
Because I believe in the path that Josh Gordon has taken. I believe that to me, he looks better right now than he has in any other time I've seen him in his career. Granted, that's just physical appearance.
When do we see him?
I saw him on a video. He was just he released a video about his sobriety not too long ago.
Right.
The guy looks bigger. I don't know if he's faster, but
no. Yes. Thank you, Steve.
I didn't do that. Who's doing that?
I did that.
Oh, thank you, Adam. So someone needed to do it.
Rogue producer.
That's awesome.
Just getting ready for my debate with Chris. And Chris, by the way, By the way, you're winning by 1. It's 51-49% right now on our debate, Ray versus Luke. But we gotta move on. So I don't believe in Josh Gordon either. I'm with you, Hus.
And I don't think I'd drop Jordan Matthews for Tyler Lockett. I think it's a no for me on both.
No for. I would say get Corey Coleman, and I would say keep Jordan Matthews. That's where I'm at with this one.
Okay, so you got 2 for Coleman, 1 for Gordon, and then you got what did you say on the second one? Who should say you drop Jordan Matthews for Tyler Lockett?
Yeah, I'd go get Lockett.
Okay, so you got 2 for Matthews and 1 for Lockett on that one. So good luck. You got
a call. You got a call.
Well, we got a call.
Good evening, caller. You're on the show.
Like
Hello.
it.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So I got a trade question. I would give up Melvin Gordon, Golden Tate, and Derrick Henry for Kareem Hunt, Michael Thomas, and Collins.
Alex Collins. What's the first 3 again?
Melvin Gordon, Golden Tate, and Derrick Henry.
That's the side I want to be on.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
The Melvin Gordon Tate, Tate's such a beast. Gordon gets such a workload. He's fighting through some injuries right now, but that guy's pretty good at fighting through injuries and still producing. I have to stay with what I got there.
Okay.
Hoos, do you got 2 cents on this?
No, man, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's why I just sat back here and.
Well, I thought I didn't know if it was a sit back and pounce or if it was a sit back and agree.
Yeah, sometimes you never know.
That's the unpredictability of the prophet.
Right.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck. Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks.
Okay, we got Natived. He says, who do I start my flex? He's got a lot of names.
Yeah.
We've got Rawls, Hogan, Coleman, Goodwin, Samuel, Westbrook, Coleman. Thoughts, ideas, opinions?
Oh,
a lot of names.
That is a lot of names. I can
so
cross
one
out a few of them.
One of these 2, you can cross out Hogan because he's out, right?
Right.
You can probably cross out Goodwin because he's not good for your wins.
No, that Giants defense is pretty tough. I mean, who else does he have to throw to down there? But that Giants defense will probably be able to shut down San Francisco.
I mean, Tevin Coleman and Rawls, I think, are the 2 tops here, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't even hear those names. There were so many names. I didn't hear them. Yeah, I agree.
Rawls and Coleman, Hogan, Goodwin, Samuel Westbrook, and Corey Coleman are all out for me. D.D. Westbrook just isn't. He's not there yet.
Haven't seen anything yet. So Coleman and Rawls here.
Yeah, we only have to. We can start one of those guys. Would you start Rawls or Coleman? I'd start Rawls. Rawls was the first guy I felt.
Yeah. But it could be because it's the first name in the list.
That could be.
That could be it. That could be Rawls or Coleman. I'm gonna say
Coleman has a good shot at scoring this weekend too against Dallas, but I think Rawls with Lacey out, he's going to get the workload.
Yeah, I think.
Although Procise will.
Yeah, that's the only thing that scares me with his Procise, and then you got frickin' J.D. McKissick. This could be the week that he actually does work. When nobody expects him to do it. So I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I'd guess I'd lean Coleman here.
Yeah.
I think you sold me to Tevin Coleman there too. That's a good point. That is a 3-headed monster over there.
Yeah, I can't decide between the 2. So there's 2 people already for Coleman. So go with Coleman.
There you go. We got the top dog 714. He says, start Des Bryant or Robert Woods. Bryant. You always start Des Bryant.
So what do we know about Bryant's injury? It's not serious. It might be serious. He might be out. He might not be out.
I think he'll play.
I think he'll play too.
All right. I agree. If he plays, then I say Des Bryant. Sweep that.
Okay, we've got JR9. He says, C.J. Anderson and Matthews for Cup. Kelvin vetoed. Wonder. That's so weird. To me, trades like that, I don't understand why you would veto that. As a player in the league, maybe it just stacks you up too tough, or I don't know. So he's going to try
a quick veto that should have went down in one of my leagues.
What's that?
Is quick veto that should have happened. Now that should not have happened. Now a veto that should have happened. My commissioner in my money league accepted a trade sending Seattle defense and accepting Matt Forte. Matt Forte has been basically the RB2 the past couple weeks. Just put up like 20-some points. He's been very serviceable. He gave up Seattle defense. I was like, hey, this is just, this should be vetoed right away. Everybody else in the league said, yes, this should be vetoed. He, as commissioner, upheld it, as everyone was crying that this is unfair. So I had to call him out on the show because that was very not cool. Nelly, you cheater. You are both as the Patriots. You will never win. If you win, you have an asterisk on your league, on your record. You listen to the show, and I hope all the people in your office are laughing, as you're trying to mute it right now. So there you go. Asterisk if you do win.
Nelly, that is just a dilemma for you, man. Yeah. I got to say, over and over again. Some country grammar.
Now, that is why I said I don't know if he was sitting back there agreeing or sitting back waiting to pounce because of the heat that comes off the Hoos. Woo, woo. So the one answer I can give you here is next year, why don't we hop in and get on some SleeperBot leagues, and you're going to meet a lot better people in leagues like that aren't going to veto your C.J. Anderson and Matthews for Cup and Kelvin, because that's a great trade. That's a perfect trade. That's right on the level. Trade.
The only reason for vetoes is collusion, right? I mean, that's really the only reason a veto should even exist. But, we're not even getting into his question because it's already been vetoed. The commissioner is obviously a coward. So let's move on to the actual question. CJA and Matthews for Woods and Kirksey.
And
Kirksey, the independent IDP, the individual
defensive player.
Oh, I'm like, it's a wide receiver. What are you talking about? Oh, IDP. All right, IDP.
I think that's a great trade.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it works out. Hopefully it goes through. It sounds like if they vetoed that, they'll probably veto this too.
They just hating on this guy, man.
They are hating on you, JR9, and it just doesn't seem fair.
Hey, you shouldn't have things get vetoed, man. They shouldn't get vetoed. But maybe there's more to the story, right? Maybe there's more to the story.
They know you listen to the show, and they're hating on you.
Yeah, that's it. They feel like you've got too much of an advantage as it is. We got Brady's a bitch. It's not even a question. He says, by the way, shout out to y'all for telling me to start Robert Woods last week. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You hear this? That's a high five right there from me to you, buddy.
A high five to Brady's a bitch. Love it. We got Crimson Tide 501. He says, should I trade for Woodhead? I mean, depending on what you're giving up, I'm not really going. He's not like a big trade target of mine, only because I'm still picking this guy up in a lot of waiver wires.
Would you trade Josh Gordon for him?
I would, without even blinking. I like Josh Gordon, but I love Danny Woodhead. I was all over Danny Woodhead at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I like Woodhead. I mean, I'd trade for him if I didn't have to give up too much.
Absolutely. We got Militron 18. Charles Clay or Greg Olson for rest of season and playoffs. Why don't you take this one? What do you got?
So Charles Clay and who else?
Greg Olson.
Sorry?
Greg Olson.
Charles Clay or Greg Olson rest of the season?
And playoffs.
Whoa. And playoffs.
Oh,
I like Tyrod, and I like that connection there. So I'm gonna go Clay. Unpopular, but I'm gonna go Clay here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Olsen for the exact same reason. I think you see Cam Newton missing a lot of him. Although Cam Newton's been dealing with a shoulder injury, but even if Newton's out, I still like Greg Olsen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, we got Raz Attack. He says, which defense this week, Seattle or Jacksonville? And I feel like we answered this earlier.
We did.
We just can't sit Jacksonville, right? Is that where we landed on?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
We got
Mike
Militron 8. Yes.
1 second here. Refresh your page real quick because there's one or two that we missed there. Laces out 19. And then we had a big trade question that I pulled from the SleeperBot app. I'm not sure if you guys can read the text, but if you can't, I'll read it for you. While you do that, let me remind all the listeners, and thank you very much for listening. But I wanted to remind you that Sleeper Wire What you're listening to right now was just an idea at first. The MailSack was just in our minds, but then we wrote it down on paper, and it became a reality. NewAmsterdam.com agrees. When you put your wildest dreams down on paper, they transform into objectives. Now, you might say it's a little too traditional, but success comes from action. So write down all your good ideas, your dreams, your goals in fantasy and in life in this stylish, rugged notebook from NewAmsterdam.com. The notebook is the one that you'll grab every day as you walk out the door with your keys, wallet, and phone. It's that useful and that great looking. Rugged, sleek, and available now. Notebooks from NewAmsterdam.com are the first step in your ideas becoming successes. Visit knewamsterdam.com. Check it out today. All right,
That's where profit-like ideas come from.
Yeah, you write them down, man. You got to.
Right there.
It's like the secret.
Right in that notebook. Exactly.
All right. So can you guys see the one 12th Man 2012, his trade question, or do you want me to go through it?
Yeah, can you go through that because it just blurred to me.
Yeah, we had in 12th Man 2012, and I had a conversation on SleeperBot the other day, and boy, I wish I could find it. Oh, there it is. I got so many windows open. So here it is. No, that's Cobb is droppable. We talked about that the other day. Here we go. So he's assuming it's time to trade away T.Y. Hilton since he had that great week with the 2 touchdowns. He was looking for realistic trade targets for T.Y. He's a 10-man PPR league. He has no flex spots in this league. It's a 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, and his team is this. McKinnon, Mixon, Abdullah, Aaron Jones, and Ellington as his running backs. His wide receivers are T.Y., Sterling Shepard, Jarvis Landry, and Robbie Anderson. So, first part, I guess, should he even trade away T.Y.? And if he does, what can he possibly get, or what should he try to get for him?
So, here's my opinion on that situation. You got T.Y. Hilton that's out there, right? And he just had a huge week, and I know people are thinking that, yeah, this is the time to trade him high. I don't think you're going to run into a lot of people that are going to still see the value there because they're going to see the 7-8 weeks before that he didn't do much.
Right.
So he had a good week. They're going to say, well, that was a fluke week. You're going to have to hold on to him a little bit longer to get the kind of value that T.Y. Hilton actually deserves. The fact that he got involved with that offense, to me, is kind of a high sign to keep him on my team. I'm starting him in a couple of leagues this week. I was high on Hilton this year, thinking Luck would come back, of course. But now that they seem like they're getting him involved, I want to see more. That's where I'm at with him.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I feel like you might as well just keep the guy at this point, given your team. Yeah, you can try to make a package deal, but, I mean, I think given the rest of your team right now, I think you just stand pat. I think T.Y. and Landry is a nice little 1-2, and then you can interchange the other guys for, pretty much week to week.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning to. I was figuring at this point, why not just keep him? Like Mike said, I don't think you can get a lot for him. So, yeah, that might be the best way to go. Just hang on to T.Y. And he might be a matchup thing. I don't know. You might have to look at that, but I think so. Let me hit a couple with from the Mixler chat here real quick. Wilson27 is starting a fantasy podcasters team, dynasty team next year, and he wants to know who should his first-round pick be, Producer Steve, Dirty Jobs Mike, or Professor Chris, who will lead his team throughout the years in a fantasy podcaster league.
I'm a little partial here. Call me a homer. But I think if we look at the numbers and everything like that, I think Dirty Jobs might be your best bet.
All right.
I don't know. Sleeperwire's doing pretty good. Pretty tough to vote for the Dirty Jobs guy, and I'm the only unbiased person here. So out of all those guys, I think you vote for none of the above, and you find another member of SleeperWire to follow, because I'm sure you'll do better.
I was going to say, is it wrong, or did we all just want to say Professor Chris right away just because the man is math?
Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
I think, Wilson, I'm kind of disappointed you kind of left me out of this. I mean,
clearly you're the sleeper. You're the late-round sleeper. Duh. You'd see that?
Yeah, I suppose. But, I mean, come on.
All right, David Man
I
1.
think it's the combination of everything that we bring together that makes it a winning combination, because when I need stats, I talk to Professor Chris. When I'm looking for sleepers, I'm calling on Hus. Like, he's my guy. Like, he's won me weeks.
Okay.
But there's only been one guy that's gone undefeated in our league of record. And he isn't able to play this year, and that's Rob. And you guys who listen for a long time, you know that's why we do this. So if you guys don't know, we do this for charity. www.gofundme.com/Rob Jr. to help him out. But he went 13-0 in our league of record, and I know you can hear the phone in the background, so I'll get off my soapbox.
All right, it was a silly question, but it was a nice ego check. Thank you. David Man 1, Teddy Bridgewater going to start in the fantasy playoffs. Worth a stash? Yes or no? Okay. David Man 1 also lost Watson, picked up McCown. So I guess he's really looking to see if Teddy Bridgewater is somebody should snag real quick just for the fantasy playoffs. Do you guys think he's going to play?
Bridgewater, yeah, I think he will play. I won't be surprised if he plays this week. So, I mean, it's kind of wait and see approach. I mean, he's just a stash at this point.
Worth the stash then, I guess, especially if you're rolling with McCown. So, Deshaun Jackson, Keenan Allen, Paul Richardson, Robert Woods. I need 3. So, who aren't you starting? Deshaun Jackson, Keenan Allen, Paul Richardson, Robert Woods. Who's out? I'd say Richardson, because I think he came up on the injury report today, actually.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, as of right now, that's what you're doing. And actually, I just saw on SleeperBot that Malcolm Brown was out indefinitely. So I wonder if our caller earlier, or the person that wrote that earlier, saw that, even though it's just like a few minutes ago. So I don't suppose it was. But yeah, so maybe that Dunbar question may be a little bit more relevant now.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, I saw that on SleeperBot. So.
Okay. Trilly has a question. Trilly 843. How do y'all feel about the Ravens running back situation? Been trying to trade away Buck Allen the last 2 weeks, but nobody wants him. Should I just drop him for Danny Woodhead right now?
What is he doing right here?
He's been trying to trade away Buck Allen, but nobody wants him. He's asking if he should just drop him and add Danny Woodhead right now, or what should he do?
No, I wouldn't drop Buck Allen. I mean, Danny Woodhead gets hurt all the time. I think if you're going to pick up Danny Woodhead, you're still going to have Buck Allen. I mean, he's a very serviceable back. If you can't trade him, you put him on your bench. You know, I mean, unless this is like an 8-man league or something like that, or I guess if it's a 10-man, maybe no one else is interested in him. Maybe you drop him on a Saturday night, I guess. But I don't like dropping Buck Allen. I like it.
All right, so hang on to him for now, because I think that's I think that's the situation. He was going to drop him to pick up Woodhead. He didn't have another spot open or anybody else he wanted to drop. So you're saying stick with Allen for now? All right.
One trade.
Well, no, but nobody wanted to trade. He gave it his best. I don't know. Sometimes you got to just
best. You got to do something else. You got
to throw it in there with somebody that they can't say no to.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like adding on that extra piece of crouton on top of the salad.
You got to offer the Godfather, okay?
Because sometimes
Hey, just know
the best.
that sometimes your best is just not good enough.
You didn't offer the Godfather. You just didn't offer the Godfather.
I'm gonna do you a favor. I always tell people that when I'm trying to trade with them. I'm like, look, I'm doing this for you, man.
Gonna make you off refuse.
There you go.
That's the deal you make. And then you give any player you want. You make the deal they can't refuse.
All right, let's get back to the mail sack. Mike, I think we were at Laces Out 19. Who's worth more of a stash, Josh Gordon or Woodhead, standard scoring?
Woodhead, barely.
Not barely.
It's barely. You guys are going to, when I'm talking to you guys in like 4 weeks from now, I'm going to be like, boy, if you listen to me, do you remember when I said you should grab Deion Lewis? Oh,
come on, man. It was like 6 weeks later, and he's wrecked.
So I'm giving you the heads up 6 weeks ahead of time. Josh Gordon's going to win you championships this year.
All right, so the craziest thing is my last show I did with Max, and you know who Max was saying stash, and I was saying you could drop Josh Gordon.
Right.
And that was like 2 years ago. So
Max is a huge Gordon fan too.
Yeah, and he was right though. He was right. He's going to come back this year. He's going to come back.
I wonder if there's an affliction involved with owning Josh Gordon in the past versus how much you love him now. Just because, just so many points. He would have zeros going into the fourth quarter, and you're sitting there sweating like, man, why did I start this guy against that defense? And then you'd look at your phone 10 minutes later, boom, 35 points every week. That's why people love Josh Gordon. If you don't love Josh Gordon, I think it's because you probably didn't own him in a league.
Look, man, I've owned him. I've owned him. But all I'm saying is the guy's not drinking Douce on his way into games. He's not drinking Grey Goose. He's not popping Addies. He's not he's not doing that anymore. And that he said that's what he did every game when he was good. So
he came out today and he said something no receiver has ever said. He said, I want to be the best receiver ever. Okay, maybe all of them have said that. But
dude, it's Jimi Hendrix. Years later, they got much better drugs that are undetectable now.
Look, Jimi Hendrix is the guitar god on drugs all the time. All right, it works sometimes. Actually, no, it never does. So don't listen to me, kids.
So don't do drugs, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Only if you play football or if you're Jimi Hendrix, because it works if you're Josh Gordon, I guess.
It does help having a few million tucked away in the bank.
Yeah.
Goose and I are not a believer. You are a believer, but it's clearly an argument.
Right.
He's going to be on the great debate sooner or later.
Soon, I doubt it because Chris hates him.
Yeah, that won't happen, actually.
Chris will be like, he'll make me debate Southern Chris. We got Militron 18.
What is happening in the background?
I don't know.
I was playing You're the Best Around from Karate Kid because that's Josh Gordon's new theme song.
There you go. Because he's going to be the best receiver ever. He wants to. Like I said, no other receiver said that.
He wants to.
All right. This is the Josh Gordon show today.
All right. We got it. You're right. We
got Militron. He said, who should I start in the playoffs? Goff or Taylor? Goff looks so good and he puts up so many points that I'm all over Goff. I'm trying to trade for him in leagues, and I don't even care about quarterbacks.
I like Taylor. I like what Taylor has produced, but I got to look at his schedule here and see for the playoffs. Who is he playing in the playoffs?
I like, as far as rest of season, is this question, or the playoffs?
Playoffs.
For the playoffs, okay. I want to say Golf, but yeah, I need to look up I'm pulling up the same thing right now.
Indianapolis, New England, Indianapolis, Miami, and New England is who he's basically playing in the playoffs.
Ooh, that's Tyrod.
and that's Tyrod. I'd rather have Tyrod.
Yeah.
What has Goff got?
I gotta look that up. Hold on.
I felt like Goff had a very soft schedule too, but I forgot Tyrod's was so good.
Tyrod has the slightly better schedule here. Goff has for you if your playoffs start for you week 14. Philly's a tough.
Seattle, Tennessee,
and then Tennessee's soft,
and 17 you don't have playoffs, so
right.
You're done.
So that week 14 and week 15 are going to be kind of brutal for you. You're not really.
I like Tyrod
there.
I like what Tyrod's done all year. He's been a sneaky quarterback for you.
Yeah. I've been saying that for weeks now. People, I remember I had a caller really startled by like, really? I'm like, yeah. Well, I don't understand the hesitation on him. Like he's never had good wide receivers. Watkins was never there. People were talking like Watkins was there. He was there for like a handful of games, and Tyrod still produced. And now he's got Thompson and whoever else is there. He's still getting it done. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually think that made it 2. It was 2-1 for Tyrod to Goff, but I'm sold. I think Tyrod's your guy. Tyrod's your guy for the playoffs. It's soft schedule. And you're right. He has fantasy produced. We got Captain Kurt with a kicker question. Suck Up or Prater? And to me, I say yes. That's my answer.
Kicker questions. You are either in an extremely tough league or they way overvalue kickers.
I'm not answering this question.
I think Captain Kurt was just doing that to be funny.
No,
we got Militron 18.
Suck Up. We got Suck Up because of the name. You got to play a guy named Suck Up on your team.
Yeah, but you can rhyme Prater with so many funny things too. So I don't know. That's what I go off of. How funny their name is. We got Militron 18. Start this week's standard. Mark Ingram, Adrian Peterson, Aaron Jones, Doug Martin, and Chris Thompson.
You know what? That's not right. It's not right to just say the kicker doesn't. Wait, I gotta go back just for a second, man. It's not right to say the kicker doesn't matter and just to go past it. I know the kicker matters because some games come down to the last point, but man, I can't do it. So that's my answer. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Suck up.
All right,
I'm not calling you a suck
I
up.
can't believe we revisited a kicker question.
I'm so scared of somebody being like, well, they don't know kickers. They're horrible.
No, if you know kickers, you're probably not doing fantasy right.
With kickers, you shouldn't have kickers in your league.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
That's what our true fantasy purist answer is.
Sorry,
is get kickers out of there.
I mean, come on,
kicker.
They don't belong.
All right.
Unless they can start getting points for kicks through the field goal on the kickoff, then I'm out.
Yeah, if you're missing a 20-yard kick, man, you don't belong on a fantasy team. I'm sorry. And kickers do that.
And they can get you like -3 points for that stuff.
Yeah. And
crazy.
it's been way too long on a kicker.
Point per drop league.
Thanks,
we got a Militron 18. Who does he want to start, guys? Ingram, Peterson, Jones, Martin, or Thompson?
How many?
One.
Thompson.
Man, Peterson is the name that sticks out to me there.
That is where I was leaning to, is AP.
I don't know though, but he's up and down. Didn't he run the ball like 13 times for like 11 or 20 yards, or like didn't he have a real down game and a real up game? So you really can't trust him. But man, his name just pops right out.
Yeah, I've just got to lean with the workload that I'm seeing with the guy. That's where I'm at. Adrian Peterson for me. Who's?
Yeah, I'm still leaning Chris Thompson here. I don't think he's going to get 37 carries every game.
The beers are starting to kick in because I already forgot that you had answered that one. So he also wants to start this week in standard. He's got Hilton, Watkins, Diggs, or Cooks.
Watkins, Diggs, or Cooks here.
Can you sit Cooks?
Yeah, I don't know if you can with Hogan out, even though he hasn't really been that great. I mean, he hasn't been. I mean, I don't want to say he hasn't been that great. He hasn't been what you would hoped he'd be with Hogan out at all. And maybe he's just not a number one wide receiver, and that's why, saying straight him. Anyway, I'm going to say, I'm still going to say Cooks here, though, anyway.
Yeah, I just can't sit the guy with that opportunity. What do you think, Adam?
I can't stand Watkins, so I have to go Cooks here. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Are you surprised my answer wasn't Watkins? As much as I've been telling you to start that guy this year.
You were right last week.
Yeah, 1 out of 9 ain't bad, right?
Hey, a broken clock is wrong at least 2 times a day.
That's it.
Watkins is going to cost me a playoff spot. It's just
Well, and he's probably not the guy to start against the Texans this week. So,
all right,
we got Top Dog 714. He says Emmanuel Sanders just became available. Is he worth picking up off of waivers? I hope you thought about that and picked him up while you were typing that. Yes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think he's gone if you waited for us to answer you.
Yep.
Okay. We got Marlo G. Logan worth statching?
TJ?
Or the Wolverine?
I'm guessing he's talking about TJ. No.
I don't even know who that is, so I'm going to lean with my sleeper expert and say no.
Yeah, he's worth slashing with them adamantium claws. Sing, sing.
And he's made out of adamantine.
Always a great movie.
I'm sorry, you were right. Hoos is our resident sleeper. He definitely knows, man. So if he says yes or if he says no, that's what I go with.
No.
It's honestly uncanny how many times somebody says something and he'll just start going off about him, and I'm Googling the guy.
Yeah.
Like, who is this?
Yeah, I need to find a life between my 2 kids and work and it's, I don't know, other stuff. I don't know how I have time to look up these names. I'm infatuated with them though.
He's got a second part of that question. He says, Latavius Murray, Dion Lewis, Thomas Rawls, or Woodhead rest of season picture. To me, Latavius Murray, I mean, you almost have the same guy. You have Thomas Rawls, who probably has the best outlook out of that group. Unless you're talking PPR, then I feel like Woodhead's probably going to be your guy.
Yeah,
but I do agree with
Woodhead's
Huse. He is injury prone.
I think Woodhead's the rest of season guy out of those.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I agree here.
Okay. We got Coco Pax. He says, pick one for flex this week. Burkhead, Cooper Kupp, or Corey Davis, PPR.
Man.
I like what Cooper Kupp has produced on my teams, man. I like what he's done.
I have as well, yeah.
I go with Cooper Kupp.
Yep.
He hasn't really let me down yet.
Right, yeah. I'm going to go Kupp as well.
Okay, and that's a triple threat because I really like Cooper Kupp and I really like that Rams.
Man, now I really hope we're right. Now we all triple threaded on that one.
You were waiting for me to get in there and go, well, Corey Davis. But
at least the edge. At least for Sleeper Wire's purpose. At least that.
We got Woos Craps. Kupp, Shepard, or Gordon rest of season?
Shepard.
I like Kupp. I still like Kupp.
I think I also like Kupp.
Okay.
So there's
Moving
your
on.
answer.
Moving on.
Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. We got Brown Pat 3. Juju or Diggs in my flex, half PPR.
Juju or Diggs? Man.
Diggs all day because I feel like Juju was just a lesson for Bryant.
Juju, I agree, is not the choice. Diggs is a special player, man. Diggs looks great when he's on fire. I like him.
Yeah,
definitely
Diggs, the beast. He should be healthy, and like Mike alluded to, Schuster was just, the guy that, he was a guy at the bar that, he wants to make his girlfriend jealous, so it was achieved, and that's all he was. So,
guys,
moved on.
I have another question, actually. Juju or Robbie Anderson this week? Who do you like to score more points?
Robbie
Juju.
Anderson.
I like Juju.
I like Robbie Anderson, too. I think he's a bit safer to start.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's garbage.
There you go, Wilson.
They're bad. They're really bad.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Okay, we got Boston Boy. He says, Doug Martin rest of season thoughts. Trade and package with TY. Who could I go for?
Yeah, I'm hearing through the grapevine a lot of people talking about Doug Martin being done with them, trying to get rid of him now. So they think it's time to sell high on him. And I can probably get on that train. I can probably get aboard that boat. What do you guys think? Is it's time to sell him or not?
It is time to sell him. Unfortunately, I think you're not going to get the value.
Right, it's not high.
You're not going to get much.
Yeah, you should have sold him after his first or second week, which no one was really advising you to do that because we all liked the way he came into the year and we liked how he started the season. His season.
4 games in, right.
Right.
And that's because David Johnson had just gone out, so exactly. A bunch of people picking him up or had him on their team, so they were happy.
Precisely. Yeah, so, we all kind of needed him and no one's giving up backs. So, at this point, you're not really trading high. You're just dumping him at this point. So, I'd rather keep him if I am just dumping him. If I get something worthwhile, sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so we got Redskins. Is Doxson a viable wide receiver 3, or should I look at someone like Corey Coleman, Thompson, or Alan Hearns?
What is this? You said Doxson?
Doxson.
No, I'd rather have Hearns. What's the other player? You said Corey Coleman?
Corey Coleman, Deontay Thompson, and Alan Hearns.
Yeah, I'd rather have all those guys.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think I'd rather have Coleman. I don't know about Deontay Thompson so much with Kelvin Benjamin up there, although I was way high on him right before that trade.
Yeah, man, you did a whole great debate on him.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But right after that, they picked up Kelvin Benjamin. So apparently they weren't a big fan of our great debate.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay, we got Wood Scraps. He says, cut. Oh, we already asked that. Sorry. We got Sandman 25. What are good streaming quarterback options this week? The usual suspects are picked up because 2 teams have 3 quarterbacks each. Dalton, Fitz, Keenum, Brock, Bortles, Trubisky, Kaiser, Cutler, Savage, Hundley are the options.
Man, these are questions with a lot of options. So Dalton is probably a pick that out of those, I think he has the highest upside. I got to look and see who's playing with all these other people playing, but he's the first name that I saw there.
Yeah, I think I agree here. Dalton.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say it, Dalton for me too. I'm just not a big Andy Dalton fan. He always lets me down, but then he's good when he's good. We got N. Johnson, D.C. N. Johnson, D.C. It's called reading. Traded Evans and McKinnon for Gurley. Now I have Bell and Gurley as my starters and Kamara in my flex.
Nice.
Dilly on the trade.
Nice. You are a friend of the crown indeed.
You are a friend of the crown indeed. Although I hope you don't say that on SleeperBot. It's a backhand.
Don't start something that will never end.
Yes. But secretly, dilly. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's misery, dilly.
We got Andy Tokes. Start this week. Running back, Andrew Jones or AP? AP for me.
Yeah, AP for me.
AP for me as 3.
That's AP for me, and that's 3. Ding. We got CA Strike. What should I expect of Doug Martin? I mean, we've gone over that enough.
Yeah.
We'll just go up to clog the toilets. He says Darkwa or Martin in PPR.
What were you doing when you made this username? I know exactly what you were doing.
Oh, man.
Darkwa or Martin? Martin
Darkwa.
over Darkwa.
Martins!
Yeah.
I actually would go with Darkwa here against San Francisco. They've been giving it up to the running back.
Right. You listen to them. They're right.
You listen to all of us. We sold Adam.
Yeah, you did.
We got
You sold
Dunny
me pretty
FH. Eli or Dalton this week and rest of season. Or trade Hunt for Wentz and McCaffrey. I think I would trade Hunt for Wentz and McCaffrey.
I think I would too. I would too. If I had to choose between those two, or I had a chance to get Wentz and McCaffrey for Hunt, oh man, I'm pulling that trigger.
Yeah, I would as much as I love the guy.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's another 3-way agreement, guys. We're going to have to start arguing here.
Well, we clearly have issues with Josh Gordon.
Right. Right. I'm 100% in. You guys are not sold on that. We got Andy Tokes. That's good job, Andy. We got Charles Clay or Olsen. Better rest the season. He has Rudolph.
Well, I gave my answer on this earlier. I think I said Clay.
And I feel like I said Olsen.
Yeah, you did.
I think I'd say Clay starting when he starts playing. That's what I think I'd go with.
Okay. We got Top Dog 7. Oh, no, we already actually answered that. I just thought it was a new one. Laces out 19. Pick up Josh Gordon?
Oh, no. You talked enough about Josh Gordon. Come on.
Oh, come on. You can never talk enough about Josh Gordon. Let's go through that again, guys. What do you think?
5 seconds.
We've lost like 2 listeners.
Yeah.
Because
now we have 1 left.
Yeah, now we have yes. So I think we've talked enough about Josh Gordon.
Yeah, no, I was just goofing around. We got Jacer23. He says, trade Mike Kamara for Hill. He also has Fournette and Hunt.
Fournette? I would.
I would not. It's not the time to trade away running backs.
Yep. He has Hunt in Fournette.
So flex Kamara.
Oh, Tyreek Hill. Okay, yeah, I would. If he has Fournette and Hunt, I would trade for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I mean, he probably needs a wide receiver. I mean, Tyreek Hill's number 4 right now?
Yeah, I would trade.
Going into
got my
his
Hills confused.
We got Captain Kurt. He says Hunter Henry or Tyler Croft rest this season. PPR.
That
is not what he said.
That is not what he said. I'm assuming Tomb Raider is Tyler Croft, right?
That's a good guess.
Because it's Lara Croft. He says Tomb Raider. I don't know. PPR, I'm going with I guess I'm going with the Tomb Raider, Tyler Croft.
I mean, if it's the real Tomb Raider, then heck yeah. Give me Tomb Raider. I'm up on
you're starting her over anybody in the NFL.
I'm up. Do you know which, man, remember the PlayStation? You had angles. You could, like, look all different angles. I know the angles I was looking at. So, yeah, Lara Croft. Go Croft.
Go Croft.
Guys, can I interrupt real quick? 2 Mixler questions from Nick Miller. Good listener here. Playoff standard. Legit question, he says. Tom Brady or Tyrod Taylor in the playoffs standard?
I thought he was saying legit question like you guys are screwing around too much.
No, I think he thinks we're going to think he's being crazy. Like, why wouldn't you start Tom Brady in the fantasy playoffs? But I guess...
Let me see.
Would you consider Tyrod
I think
Taylor?
It's Tom Brady. I think the answer is always Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady. He gets better as the season wears on. He'll have Hogan in the next couple weeks. It's Tom Brady.
Buffalo, Miami, Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Tom Brady.
It's a tough schedule, but yeah, no, you're not sitting Tom Brady.
No, you can't. All right, this one I'm not sure what POS means. Might be piece of S. Top 3 defenses in the playoffs. Can you even venture a guess at that, or would you have to look at schedules first?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have to look off, I mean, I haven't really, to be honest, started to look at defenses into playoffs. I still think, you'll still have options where you can stream. You'll have your own, little defense. I've had Saints that I've been rocking with since for 3-4 weeks now, and they've been pretty serviceable. We've got to look at their schedule, but I like the Saints.
So I've been picking up defenses. I'm in a league where the defense is pretty important. So I actually just picked up the New England defense because I think that with Miami and Buffalo, even though it's tough, I think that they're going to do okay. And we were talking about the Buffalo defense as well. So I'm thinking like maybe I'll stream them against Miami and then drop New England and pick up somebody else the next week. That was my thinking. But the Steelers I've been rocking all year, and they've been pretty solid.
Yeah, that's another good one. Steelers have been good.
I like projecting for the playoffs. I like thinking ahead and everything like that, but it's the NFL and things can change so fast that I try to not really start adjusting my team for it until we get a little bit closer.
Right.
I don't know how many times I've prepared for the playoffs, and it cost me the playoffs.
Right,
There's a couple good ones here. This might be a sneaky one. Pittsburgh got Baltimore, New England, Houston, Cleveland to finish the season. That's not that bad. Buffalo's got a pretty nice schedule. We talked about them earlier. Like you said, New Orleans got Atlanta, Jets, Atlanta, Tampa Bay to finish. Carolina, not bad. They're probably owned, though.
Yeah, but this is the time you pick up the defenses. I'm in agreement with you, man. You're getting there right at the right time because now's when you pick them up. You just stick them on your bench. Get rid of Josh Gordon. I'm just kidding. But get rid of somebody you don't need and then hang out to the defense.
All right. That's it from me right now. Continue on.
Okay. We got, we already asked that. The Pats or the Steelers defense. We got Fuller House start for RB2. Marlon Mack over CJ Anderson and put Robbie Woods in flex.
CJ, yes.
As gross as that sounds, yes.
I say yes to both of that.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you do the Pats and Steelers defense? I'm actually curious about that one. I missed it.
I think they're going to have to use them more against the Steelers defense. I mean, you're going to have that passing defense is legitimate. They're not that bad against the run, so you're going to have to do a lot of outlets right there.
Yep. That's where I'm at.
Alrighty. Dirty Job. I missed the answer to the last one you said you answered. Pats or Steelers defense? This one's a personal question as well.
For me, it's the Steelers this week.
Steelers this week. All right.
Yeah, Steelers.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. I might have accidentally brushed over it, bud. We got S. Ryan 525. Drop Damian Williams for Duke Johnson for Corey Coleman.
Duke Johnson or Corey Coleman.
Does he drop Williams or Duke Johnson for Corey Coleman?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think Drake is the guy there.
I like Williams still. I mean,
I don't think so.
I think it's a time of year where I like having running backs over receivers. I definitely hold on to my running backs here.
Yep.
Okay, we got Ricker. Play Doug Martin or McKinnon. Did I add too many ONs?
At least your hiccups are gone.
Hey, they're gone.
Guys, I got a question about McKinnon here. Mr. Mooser 23 just accepted a trade getting Fournette for McKinnon and Hilton. Good trade?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's an
Monster.
awesome trade. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Crack open some champagne on that one, buddy.
All right, then I got G Summers 10. Is Breeze locked in for the rest of the season, or should I snag Alex Smith while he's on bye and play the matchups between the two? Smith owner has Dak and needs a flex. So actually, he'd be trading for Alex Smith.
Yep. I trade for Alex Smith.
Even though you got Breeze?
Yeah, I don't like Drew Brees at all.
Why not?
Because he's been bad this year.
Because he stole his lunch money.
I don't like him. Why? Because he sucks?
See the commissioner? Is he the commissioner of a league that you're in or something?
There's all right. I'll expand a little bit. Their defense is good. They don't have to be down from so many points because their defense put them in such bad positions. Drew Brees does not have to throw the ball up like he's had to in the past. He's not producing for you like top 4 quarterback like you drafted him to be. I think he's a bust for you, and I've been saying this for weeks now, and he's been doing that. So.
Isn't he doing better than Alex Smith, though?
Yeah, I love Alex Smith.
But isn't Breeze outperforming Alex Smith?
No,
or he's not? I mean, in total yards and fantasy points.
In fantasy points, no.
Not even close?
No. Alex Smith is the number 2 quarterback going into his bye week.
Yep.
200. I'm comparing the yards here.
Fantasy points.
Right.
Touchdown.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm there too.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Smith is outperforming. It's hard for me to just say, okay, well, Drew Brees, no good. That's a tough pill to swallow.
I'm not saying Drew Brees no good. I'm saying I'd love to make the decision every week of which matchup I like better between those two quarterbacks.
Man, I am a Bay Area native. Hearing that Alex Smith outperforms Drew Brees is painful.
I bet.
Been seeing it all year, though. I mean, he's been playing stellar. I mean, he's the different player this year.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so back to the question of Rickard. Do you start McKinnon or Martin? And for me, it's McKinnon.
McKinnon.
We already said that.
We got Fuller House. Drop Fuller for Coleman or Gordon? No, I can't. Not yet.
No.
Yeah, I would.
Ooh.
Which one? Coleman?
Yeah, for Coleman.
Of course, for Coleman. Duh. You hate Josh Gordon.
Yeah, right.
You just never owned him. That's what I decided.
Right.
We got trade rape. He says trade. Oh, hold on. Here it comes. Was there something there, Hoos? Were you pouncing?
No, I was not.
I don't want any of the rage that commissioner just got, buddy. I'm going to be on your good side.
I was pissed off, dude. I was pissed off.
I could tell.
You don't do stuff like that. And you're a commissioner. I mean, come on, have some more morals.
Right. Just some. So would you trade Ingram for Tyreek Hill? PPR, he has Reed as his other tight end.
Yeah, you're trading your Ingram for Tyreek Hill, sure.
Yeah. You'd want to be on the Tyreek Hill side.
I think I'd want to be on the Tyreek Hill side, too.
I'd want to be on the Tyreek Hill side, and if Reed's out, I just stream.
Yep.
And then, I guess he just kind of goes into his lineup to show what he has. And, yeah, I mean, I'm still good with it because he's not the Hill owner. So, yeah, get Hill. And then he says, start Dede or John Brown flex PPR. And it has to be John Brown.
I'm going to say Dede just because, I mean, John Brown hasn't shown you anything either. So might as well just see what Dede's going to do.
Guys, I put this out to the group because he sent it in to the email as well. Professor Chris said he'd rather flex Coleman or Aguilar over either of those guys. Do you agree with that?
Over who?
Over Dede and John Brown as a flex?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, I didn't know those guys were options.
Yeah, I mean, if he's starting McCoy, Powell, and Cooper and Baldwin, so he's got, so Coleman, Aguilar are better flexes than either of those guys, right? Okay.
I think everybody on the list above is better than those guys as a flex.
All right.
And am I missing any there, Steve?
Did you do drop Damian Williams for Duke Johnson?
I think we did.
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
Did you say Doug Martin or McKinnon? You did that one?
McKinnon and then...
Did you do Fuller House's question?
Yes.
All right. And you did trade rape? Oh, there's like 2 or 3 more here real quick.
Yep. They just showed up.
Okay.
We got Jay Wolfram. He says, what should I do with Kareem Hunt? Will his usage continue downward? I want to start him weekly, but worried about another flop. I mean, the guy's got to be – he's going to score a touchdown. He's due for 2 or 3 of them, in my opinion.
He had a wall. He had a lot of games where they used him, a lot. He's got a bye week, so he's going to have a moment to rest. I think he comes out for you next week, and he'll be just fine.
You know what? We get a lot of these kinds of questions that say, what do I do with my stud running back? And I think the answer is you almost always play him, right? You
play him, and if who are you going to set for him?
Yeah, that's always the question. Who are you going to sit for? Like, who is the person you're playing instead of a Hunt? And it's normally somebody like a Darkwa or somebody that's really down in the depth chart. You're saying like Doug Martin over, and you're just not going to find yourself doing it. So the answer for most of these types of like top 10 guys is you almost always plug and play them. I mean, almost always. It's just really hard to sit them.
Absolutely. And then we got Captain Kirk. He was just reiterating it is Tyler Croft. That's who we all landed on. So that's who you're starting this week, buddy, if you're listening to us. We got Jacer23. He says, follow-up. You guys went 2 out of 3. He said, should I write it out or trade go through with the Kamara or for Tyreek Hill trade? And then his team is Alex Smith, Antonio Brown, Larry Fitzgerald. What's that?
He's 7-2. He's in first place because he listens to the Sleeper Wire show, and we went 2 out of 3, which means we're 66%, which is more consistent than the other guy.
Boom.
That's it. I think I like being on the Kamara side. I think that's where I land on that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at his receivers. Or I guess I'm not looking at his receivers. It's just AB, Fitzgerald, Macklin. So I can kind of see why you're thinking this. He's got Hunt, Fournette, Crowell, Gore, Mack, Ertz. Ooh. Now that I look at his lineup, it's full PPR. I feel like I do make this trade, actually. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think I still stand pat. I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, I just can't get rid of Kamara. I just don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
You got Smith, you got Fitzgerald and Macklin.
I mean, you should be able to waiver shop.
But Hill's going to be so much better than Fitzgerald. I might do it. I might do this trade. I might do Kamara for Hill. I think I would do it.
With Hunt and Fournette as your RB1, RB2? Yeah.
I think I'd do it.
Yeah, I think I'm there. And then you have AB and Hill as your wide receiver. Yep, do this trade. So that's 2-1. All right, buddy. How are we looking now?
Are you talking to me? Somebody needs to turn their damn radio down over there, Adam. I can hear echo and stuff. Like, just turn
I
it
can
down.
hear it too.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I hear your speakers. I have one or two more last minute quick ones here. Let's see. Who's you guys' rest of? Oh my God, this question again. I cannot believe we're getting this so much. Who's your guys' rest of season? Hunter Henry or Tyler Croft?
Tyler Croft.
All right. Here we go. This one. Okay. Must take one. This will be last one. P Champion 11. Must take one rest of season in PPR. Adrian Peterson or T.Y. I'm guessing that's T.Y. Hilton.
I'm gonna go AP.
AP for me too. Even if it's Ty Montgomery. That's my echo.
Okay, so AP either way. AP over Hilton or
T.Y.
Montgomery?
I think T.Y. outperforms AP.
Okay, thanks for making things difficult, Adam. No, but seriously, if it's Hilton and AP, I got 2 for AP and 1 for Hilton.
Yeah, I just like the carries. I just, I like the workload. we're crossing our fingers with Ty every week. You know, like he had like 4 duds in a week. Yeah, I mean in a week he had 4 duds in a row. So I don't know if I'm just feel confident just because he had one good game, you know, within the last 5 that I'm ready to just plug him in. I'd rather plug in a guy that's going to be getting at least 20 touches every week.
All right,
and that's AP.
Adam, what's your
workload?
What's your reasoning for T.Y. Hilton, Adam? I'm curious.
I think T.Y. Hilton's an elite receiver. I think that AP's workload's going to diminish. I think he's a little too old. I seen him do great in one game and bad in another game. And I think T.Y., as the number 1 wide receiver overall last year, has more skill and will make more points, especially in PPR over AP.
All right. I'm sending the response to him if he isn't listening. I think that's it for the day. You guys feel good about what you did here on the show?
Feel nice and relieved now that the sack's empty.
Spent. Yes, very spent, but at the same time, I feel like we helped the people.
I think I could use a nap now.
All right, you guys take a cigarette sandwich nap break, and I'll finish up the show.
Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, you got to get in that Call of Duty. Don't. I don't know if you want to give out your what do you call it, gamer tag here. You might get swamped with people that want to take you down.
I couldn't let them see how bad I am at video games, so there's no way I give out my gamer tag. They lose all respect for me as a human being.
Really? All right. Well, we're gonna keep the fantasy advice coming. We're gonna do. Oh, hold the phone. We actually have a call. Let's take it.
Oh,
why not?
Take your time.
Last minute caller. You interrupted the outro, so this better be a good one. What's your name?
Hey, it's Nicholas Miller. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Nick?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. One quick question before you guys get to the outro. T.Y. Hilton or Tyreek Hill for the rest of the season?
My boy Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta go Tyreek Hill. Just a better team.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you guys. Great show.
Hang on, caller. Hang on. You interrupted the outro, so now you got to tell the fans what website they go to when they want to ask us questions and get our rankings.
You got to go to the SleeperWire app and hit the tab, free advice, and then put your name in and a couple questions in if you want, and you should be all set to go.
All right. Close enough, man. Have a good night.
Put him on the spot like that.
You did pretty well. So here's I think he said SleeperWire app. It's the SleeperBot app. But yeah, if you get on the SleeperBot app, find us on the SleeperWire channel. That's where we are. You can talk to Adam at SleeperWire, at Prophet Hus, and at Dirty Jobs on the SleeperWire channel, on the SleeperBot app, also on Fantasy Life app. We're on there too. And today's show was sponsored by NewAmsterdam.com. Ever have a great idea only to forget it by sundown? Happens to me all the time. Or maybe you wrote your great idea on a napkin and it ended up in the laundry. Well, get the sleek, never forget notebook from NewAmsterdam.com. Never lose those inspirations again. Stylish notebooks that'll hold the jumping off points to all your success. Go to knewamsterdam.com today. And like the callers wanted to say, head over to sleeperwire.com for our rankings, podcast, submit questions through the website if we didn't get to them today. And don't forget, please support our cause. Make a donation to Rob's Treatments to fight chronic Lyme disease. If we help you win a week, help us beat this disease, man. Anything you can donate will help. We're also on Twitter and Facebook at SleeperWire Show. And don't forget to tune in Sunday morning for the live blitz. Right here, we answer your start-sit questions. Start about 11:30 a.m. We go for an hour up until kickoff time. Thanks again, guys, for being part of the MailSack. Thank you for tuning in and listening live, and all the callers. We appreciate it. We'll catch you later. Have a great week.
The champions from the Sleeper Wire Fantasy Football Show will help you win your fantasy football championship. Sleeper Wire, Friday 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Sleeper Wire on Dash Talk.